Guys, Monday Night Raw is still bad. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, but for some reason these shows are still pretty damn bad. And I thought, maybe fans being there might have helped. Well, don't get me wrong, the fans being there does help. At least it makes some of the matches interesting. At least, they're reacting to what they see, so I can't really say, oh, the fans, like the show is nothing. At least the fans do react. More importantly, you're giving Eva Marie more TV time than Asuka. Holy shit! How are you able to do that? Which is absolutely insane. But the show began with Nikki A.S.H. I don't know why the commentators continue to call her A.S.H. I know there's a full stop in each point of her name, but you don't have to call her A.S.H. Just call her Nikki A.S.H. Jesus Christ, these Americans make it hard for themselves. But anyway, Nikki A.S.H. came to the ring. She was celebrating her big win. Charlotte Flair came to the ring, and then she started doing her usual, having a bit of a whinge, and she was all like, oh, you cashed in because so-and-so beat me up, and, I wasn't ready, and all that shit. Charlotte, this has happened to you like 3 times. This has happened to you like 3 times already. 2018, it happened when the Iconics beat you up for Carmella to allow you to cash in. And then it happened when Becky Lynch beat you up in 2019, which allowed Bayley to come out and cash in. You should be expecting this by now. One of these days, Charlotte Flair is going to be the reason someone loses their briefcase. Just like what happened with John Cena, like Baron Corbin. John Cena was the reason Baron Corbin lost to Jinder Mahal. So I'm making a prediction. The next Money in the Bank briefcase holder is going to lose because of Charlotte Flair. Either she's the champion, or she's going to be, or she's going to play some kind of capacity or some kind of role in the person holding the briefcase. I am making that prediction right now. That Charlotte Flair is going to cause someone to lose their briefcase. So then we get so then those two have a match in the main event spot. And I'll actually want to talk about that a bit later. Well, actually, I'll talk about that now because it makes no sense. So they announced a triple threat match. Nikki A.S.H. defending her title against Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair. Nikki A.S.H. is most likely going to pin Rhea to retain her title, or Charlotte Flair, wins it back. I'm more thinking Charlotte's probably going to win it back. I kind of want Nikki Cross to hold it for a while because she's being rewarded. The character that she is portraying on TV was her idea. She pitched it. Vince loves it. Vince rewarded her with the briefcase and the title for the character idea. Why can't anybody else get pushes because when they pitch something to Vince? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But apparently Nikki Cross, she was able to pull it off. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about this new stipulation that WWE are now throwing in their matches whenever a wrestler faces a champion, called the Champions Contenders Match. The Championship Contenders Match. I don't understand. The idea is fine. The idea of it doesn't sound too bad, because it means the person that is competing against the champion could very well earn themselves a title match. But again, there's also more problems with the Championship Contenders matches when we talk about Eva Marie's match when we get to her. The problem is they announced this triple threat match. Charlotte Flair is in the match, and for some reason now Charlotte Flair is getting a Championship Contenders match against Nikki Cross. If it was just Nikki A.S.H. and Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam, and Charlotte made a complaint that she should have been in the match, And then they give her a championship contenders match. Say, hey, if you win, you get added to the match. Then I would have been able to say, okay, that makes more sense. That makes much more sense. But for some reason, she's added. She's in the match, but all of a sudden she's getting a championship contenders match. What's the point of that? What's the point of a championship contenders match when you're already even in the match? If you're already in the match, you don't need to earn a shot. It's for people that need to earn it. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the championship contender match with Nikki and Charlotte made completely no sense. But there's another one that doesn't make sense. Eva Marie, but we'll get to her when we get to her. Damian Priest had a big victory over Sheamus. So I'm guessing that was a championship contenders match. So Damian Priest will now be in line for the United States Championship. Good for him, I guess, you know. Everyone thought he was buried on the main roster, but, you know, he's about to win a championship, so good on him. At least it now gives Sheamus someone to defend his title against, and it gives him a good feud. So, let's see how that turns out. And it was a good match, though, so I will say that. AJ Styles and Omos defeated the Viking Raiders once again in a title rematch. The Viking Raiders didn't even earn a title rematch. Apparently, they only got this title rematch because they were impressive in a 6-man tag team match. Man, apparently you could just get title matches just for being impressive nowadays. Man, I wish I could impress somebody and get something in return. Jeez. But Styles and Omos win, and Styles won with the Springboard 450. When was the last time he won with that move? I can't remember. Has he ever won with that move? I think he has, but I can't remember if he has. I think he has, but I can't remember. But that was very interesting to see him win with the Springboard 450. Drew McIntyre and Veer had a match, and who gives a toss about Veer. And Drew McIntyre would get the win by disqualification. He would Claymore kick the chair right back into Veer's face. I'm pretty sure Veer was supposed to be the winner by disqualification here, not Drew McIntyre, but, you know, whatever. But whatever, it's whatever. But anyway, I don't really care for this feud between Jinder and Drew. But, you know, I just can't say I really care. It's Jinder Mahal. You expect me to care about Jinder Mahal? It's Jinder Mahal. So now we get to the women's tag team match. The match where apparently there was a title opportunity up for grabs here. A women's tag team championship contenders match. The boss chick, Eva Marie, and Piper Niven battled Natalya and Tamina. Now, I was not concerned at all that Eva Marie and Piper Niven were going to win, because I immediately knew what was going to happen, so I wasn't, you know, all that concerned. But again, it's as I said before, these championship contenders matches, like, these are good ideas, but they're also kind of silly. Shotzi and Nox beat the women's tag team champions twice in 2 weeks. But they don't get a title shot. They don't get a title shot for beating the tag team champions 2 straight weeks in a row. But Eva Marie and Doudrop, or Piper Niven, whatever you want to bloody call her, they get a championship opportunity. They get a championship contenders opportunity. Oh, they've got to beat the champion, and then they'll get themselves a title opportunity. Wasn't Tegan and Shotzi's match a championship contenders match? They beat the champions. They should be getting the title shot before Eva Marie and Piper Niven. But as I said, I wasn't concerned about Eva and Piper winning because I knew where this was leading to. Eva, bloody Alexa's doll, performed her Lilylution. Such a freaking lame, so godforsaken lame, I swear. That is so freaking lame, I swear. Which leads to Eva Marie taking her first bump since returning to the ring. She takes her first bump since returning to WWE, a super kick. Yes, this was the first legitimate bump that Eva Marie has taken since she's returned to WWE. So congratulations. Slow progress. We're making slow progress with you, Eva. And I ain't gonna lie, the selling wasn't too bad. The selling that Eva took from that super kick wasn't too bad. I'll admit it. It wasn't too awful. It wasn't too awful. But yes, Tamina and Natalya won here, but Natalya seems to be legitimately injured. She seems to be legitimately injured, and I hope she's okay. And I guess Tamina and Natalya's title reign is going to come to an end. But knowing WWE, they'll probably still have them keep the titles despite Natalya being injured. Knowing WWE, that's probably what they will do. If Andrade can keep the United States Championship while being on drugs and alcohol, then I'm pretty sure Natalya will be able to keep the tag team titles while still being injured, which I think is pretty stupid. If you're injured, you can't defend the titles. Remember, Dominic Mysterio was injured, and they were still able to keep the SmackDown tag team titles. So don't be shocked if Natalya and Tamina don't lose their titles due to injury. But Tamina and Natalya won. Super kick to Eva Marie. There's only one boss chick in WWE, and that is Sasha Banks, Eva Marie. You ain't no boss chick, and your theme song says that you boss it. You bossed nothing. The only thing that you bossed is that you lost. I tried to make it rhyme, but that sounded pretty bad. We had Karrion Kross take on Keith Lee. And this was a pretty competitive matchup. And now we're gonna get the whiners and complainers. Oh, Karrion Kross was buried last week. Oh, Karrion Kross was buried. Yeah, I know, I complained about it last week. Before you people say, oh, you complained last week. Yeah, but I didn't call it a burial. Believe it or not, I don't think I called it a burial. I thought it was stupid to have the NXT champion lose his debut, but I didn't call it a burial, like 99.99% of the other people. I just said it was stupid to have him lose his debut. It didn't mean he's buried. But now, since Karrion Kross was able to score a win, now I bet it'll be Keith Lee is buried. Because Keith Lee has his second match back and he loses. People should know wins and losses don't matter in WWE. This isn't All Elite Wrestling where wins and losses matter. This isn't All Elite Wrestling. AEW makes sure wins and losses matter. If you want to watch a company where wins and losses matter, just go watch AEW. If you've been a follower of WWE for a long time, you should know by now that wins and losses don't mean a damn. You could go on a 10-match losing streak and come back, and you could become United States champion the next day. Wins and losses mean jack shit in WWE, and people should know this. But no, oh, he's buried after losing one match. Someone's buried after losing one match. Seriously, absolutely ridiculous. I swear to God. It's absolutely ridiculous. People should know wins and losses don't matter. Oh, but they don't care. Someone's buried. Because the person lost, they're buried. Absolutely ridiculous. It was a good competitive match between Keith and Karrion here. Karrion won. Just be freaking happy Karrion Kross won. But you won't. You'll now turn your attention to Keith Lee. And Jeff Hardy's gone down with COVID-19, which I'm pretty sure this is the reason why this match is happening. I'm pretty sure they would have had a rematch between Karrion and Jeff if Jeff didn't go down with COVID. But when Karrion said that Jeff Hardy is the luckiest man in the world, then I guess he wasn't lying. I guess he knew he had COVID, and he's like, "Oh, you're lucky that you beat me, because now you're in trouble." Mustafa Ali and Mansoor took on Mace and Teabag. I found it really hilarious that Mustafa Ali was going up against his former Retribution stablemates. I found that pretty hilarious. And Mansoor, I'm not a big, I might not be a big fan of him because he's from Saudi, but he is impressive. But this bumhole is from Saudi Arabia. So I can't say I'm really a fan of him, but he is a talented wrestler. But he and Mustafa Ali, proved to be a good team, and they were able to shut down Mace and Teabag. Mansoor pinning Mace. Yeah, so much for Mace and Teabag being built up as a dominant and scary team, right? So much for them being a scary team, right? But hey, as I said, wins and losses don't matter. And I'm pretty sure they'll eventually become tag team champions. They could probably take 100 losses in a row and they'll be tag team champions next day. So, Teabag and Mace, it is what it is. I wonder if this is leading to a Mustafa Ali face turn. But I guess we'll soon see. I bet it's not. I bet it's going to lead to Mustafa eventually turning on Mansoor. But we'll see. Bobby Lashley crushed Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin in a handicap match. I really didn't care for this. Wasn't really paying attention because it's Bobby Lashley. Who the hell gives a shit about Bobby Lashley? And also, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's too late to mention it. It's whatever. I don't care for Lashley. Riddle took on John Morrison here, and John Morrison won here. The WWE.com actually made a mistake here. It says Morrison picked up the win with Starship Pain, but the article says that Riddle defeated John Morrison. I didn't know Riddle's finisher was the Starship Pain. So apparently Riddle won this match, not John Morrison. What the hell was I watching on my television? I saw John Morrison beat Riddle. But according to WWE.com, it was Riddle that won the match here. What the hell was I watching then? But the tag team champion Styles and Omos came out and they broke Riddle's scooter. I was thinking this is when Randy Orton was coming back. I'm assuming this is going to lead to Randy Orton coming back. Oh my god, Randy Orton's about to become tag team champion with this goofball, Matt Riddle. Randy Orton is going to become tag team champion with this dickhead, I swear. This is probably the only time where I wouldn't want Randy Orton to win a title. And then we get the 24/7 I don't give a shit waste of my time title match. Yes, for some reason now they think it's a good idea to do a 24/7 title match on television. We got Reginald taking on R-Truth. And R-Truth was being very, very annoying because he had a mouthpiece on and he was being very, very annoying, constantly yelling, "Give me my baby back! Give 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 me my baby back!" Well, if you want your baby, wrestle! Instead of screaming it, wrestle to get it back. You flow. Jesus Christ, man. I don't need to hear that. And more importantly, who gives a shit about the 24/7 title? Reginald retained. Who gives a shit? Well, guess what? You ain't gonna have your baby back! R-Truth, because you lost. Charlotte Flair would battle Nikki A.S.H in the main event. Charlotte would get the win here. Nikki Cross would do her crossbody and Charlotte would roll through into a pin. And again, as I said, for some reason this was a championship opportunity contenders match. Makes no sense. Completely made no sense for Charlotte to get this, considering she was already in the match. As I said earlier, if she wasn't in the match, then this would have made sense. But since she was already in the match, this doesn't make sense. But Nikki Cross challenged Charlotte to a match next week, and I'm very sure this will be the match that Nikki Cross wins. Because why would you do the match next week and then you just have Charlotte beat her again? You know? Why would you just have Charlotte beat her again? Even though I think it would make sense, because not many people like 50-50 booking. But I'm pretty sure this will be where Nikki Cross beats Charlotte Flair. So that is all I've got for you guys here on this Raw review. Pretty crappy show, to be honest. Pretty crappy show. Nothing enjoyable happened. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. And I will see you all next time.